Good morning and good night, I think, it's where you are, Soon Hee. It's great to see you, and we are looking very much forward to welcoming you to Sydney in July. Tell us what you are doing there and what you're looking forward to.
Well, I'm going to be attending a couple music festivals. So one of them will be the AUSTA one, which I'm looking forward to doing because I've heard a lot about it, but I haven't attended one yet. So I'll be presenting a couple sessions there, and I'm really looking forward to meeting the directors and the teachers there and getting to fellowship with some great educators.
Great, wonderful. Tell us a bit about your work. You specialize, you're a composer. You're specializing in all sorts of music, right? Not just string music.
Yes, I'm a composer. I'm a published composer, so the majority of my work is educational, but I write from beginning all the way up to advanced professional level pieces, and the bulk of mine is string orchestra, but I write for full orchestra quite extensively and also for band as well.
So, what do you think are the challenges in educational space for string players?
Yeah, I think it's probably similar everywhere. It's finding the time, I think, and the support, for, either financially or from the administration sometimes to make it a priority, because there's so many other things, sports and other core subjects that are, of course, vying for attention. So that's number one, and number two is just having the right amount of teachers that can handle the amount of students that want to play music. So I've been to so many different schools, and I've seen some where it's just one teacher that's handling a multitude of students, and it's hard for them. They're doing a great job, but it's a lot better if you can have the support as well. And then you have other thriving programs like in the Midwest, Texas, for instance, who have multiple directors and teachers that are able to specialize and really get the kids, up to speed much faster because it's more like a private or more specialized attention. So I think that's part of it. It's also just finding the support and the time that families want to put into it as well. And some of that has to do with, I think, the educational aspect of classical music in today's world, and sometimes that's kind of a dying art, and so it's just a challenge to figure out new ways to make that attractive and accessible to the general public.
Yeah, this is big topics for sure, and I think increasingly something music teachers have to think about. We really have to think about that. So it'd be great to have more time at the conference to talk to you about these things, and your experience also in the U.S. I'm sure it's similar and different at the same time. I'm just wondering, in more concrete terms, when you write in an educational setting for string orchestras, what are your priorities? What are you looking for? What are you trying to convey, and how are you trying to support the development?
Well, I take a very musical creative approach first. I have always wanted to write things that I want to hear or that I enjoy personally. So, and I just utilize the restrictions or the requirements and just write within those guidelines, maybe. I think a lot of other composers may write differently. They might write for pedagogy first or for, the grade level first. But I'm reminded, I grew up in the Suzuki method, and the repertoire was great. You didn't feel like you were playing baby music. You didn't feel like it was being dumbed down for you. It was actual music, and it just happened to be less difficult. And so I always want to write music for music, regardless of the difficulty level. So that's my number one priority. I want to make it fun for the player, fun for the conductor, and fun for the audience to listen to.
A lot of our challenges in Australia, I guess, has to do with the density of the population at times. Of course, Sydney, Melbourne, places like that, there's pretty big populations, but if you go outside the big cities, you'll find schools where there might not be a bass player, or there might not be a violist and stuff. How is your music and your work uh, cognizant of that? And are you able to advise what people should do?
Yes, here the publishers are obviously business based, so they definitely want to support everything. They want quality, but they also acknowledge that it's a business as well. So, especially in the easier grade levels, it's very common for orchestras not to have a viola section or a bass section. So, part of the standard protocol for writing for those grade levels is to double cellos and basses, or to have a piano rehearsal part that can cover parts that you're not able to have, or to double the violas and the second violins. And then as you get up into the more advanced levels, sometimes they'll have a optional violin 3, which will double the violas as well. Their thinking is, as they get into the more advanced works, more professional, that it's going to be a full group, so they don't worry so much about some of those issues, but it's still something that they consider.
We are very much looking forward to seeing you in Sydney and seeing your sessions and your work, and discussing these and many more questions together during the conference. So thank you very much for agreeing to come, and looking forward to seeing you in July.
I am looking forward to seeing you all as well.
Thank you.